Alrighty, this is Lost 13, and this is the new level. And I tried to do this on my first time through, the video. Unfortunately, my internet had a huge hiccup, went wild, etc. And since Hitman is online only, that kicked me out of the level, and I had to start over. So this is second time through, I think. Regardless, I'm doing it the same way I did it the first time through. Same planning and everything. As always, let me know what you think, comments, questions, etc. Always welcome and appreciated. And now the new level is Morocco. Anyway. Pretty straightforward banker and military guy. They're both on lockdown. One of them is in the consulate. The other's in a military compounds, and I have to assassinate both of them. You may have noticed if you watched my planning that I have put a sniper rifle in there. This is the new one that I unlocked last night for completing all the Sapienza mastery levels.
Welcome to Marrakesh.
And here we go. So I didn't realize how crowded this level was going to be. This is probably the most witnesses I've ever seen as far as the levels I've done. Maybe Paris comes close. But Paris, they were really condensed into just a few areas, and once you got out of those areas, there was nobody. On this one, most of the areas I've been to have a ton of witnesses. Especially this bazaar area is just chock full of people who can see you doing stuff. So it's really hard to get things like costumes and disguises and whatnot. Just because you're choking somebody out and somebody walks around the corner. So here we go. I needed to figure out a way that I could carry around my sniper rifle. So I came up with trying to take one of the military clothes, which is what you see me doing here. Honestly, it took me a while to cotton on to drawing him in here with the soda. Originally, I was doing it a different way, which was I would get him down in that alleyway, but people kept walking by and catching me in the act. I could still hide him in there and get the disguise and then walk away, but I just didn't want to do it that way. So now I'm on my way to pick up the sniper rifle I had the agency hide earlier. One thing about all the people I've noticed is as opposed to some of the maps with a security staff or a more enclosed space, not many people will see through your disguise in this open area. Even if you come across other soldiers, which I like that, because this is a huge area. How are you going to know everybody who's here? I even take advantage of that to a certain extent. So I decided to do the banker first. He's the guy in the Swedish consulate on lockdown. Also, there's a helicopter circling above. So as always, my cousin's probably going to get a kick out of this and tell me everything I did wrong. And oddly, a guy I know at the local GameStop is asking me to do this video, show him the new level of Hitman, and he said he'd watch it. So I guess now there's two people telling me everything I did wrong. There's plenty to nitpick about. I have been thinking rather seriously about disabling all the help features and most of the HUD and just going commando, for lack of a better term, and seeing how well or horribly I do. Things like the mini-map, the instinct vision, the arrows that say when you're getting spotted. I'm thinking of just completely turning all that off for some of my videos, but since it was my first time through, I decided not to do it this time around. And since I knew I was making a video, I didn't want to use all the hold my hands opportunity walkthroughs that they have. I wanted to kind of make it up as I went along. Which led me to this. You may have noticed I found a high point that gave me a good view of the entire consulate, and I was fairly confident this kind of kill zone would afford me a shot at the target. Now, for the sniper rifle, I had two options. I had the Jaeger 7 and the Jaeger Lancer. I chose the Lancer. It does not have a silencer, which the Jaeger 7 does, but it has 2 levels of magnification, and it also has penetration. And I figured I might need that because I wasn't sure as far as barriers went, what could penetrate, what couldn't. So I just went with the Lancer so that I didn't have to worry about it. Honestly, it might just be glass and I didn't have to worry, but better safe than sorry. I may try the silenced rifle later, I'm not sure. For now, I'm just going with this one. A few disadvantages in that it's not silenced, so people will hear the gunshot and come to investigate. And all that jazz. So here's the banker. He shows up at the window, and there you go. As you may have noticed, that was incredibly loud. Gunshot heard. So I jumped in here to hide, and I pulled up the map for a few reasons. I know my cousin likes to get a glimpse at where I am, so that's where I am. I'm upstairs in kind of the far right-hand corner of the map. My other target is all the way on the opposite side from here. So I tried to take off running. Instinct let me know the soldier was coming up. And, you know, completely off topic, I just noticed that my Chinese really affects how I speak. I have trouble with the S sounds now, because in Chinese it's more sh as opposed to s. Anyway, completely unrelated topic, but just thinking about it. Regardless, you saw dodged past that particular soldier who came to investigate, and now I'm on my way to take out the military commander. Now this one had me puzzled for a long time. You're seeing it after I've kind of figured it out, but I tried a lot of different stuff. I could make a bloopers video out of all I tried. For instance, I punctured the explosive barrels over there with a screwdriver at one point. And this guy shows up, starts smoking in the spilled fuel. I'm sitting there going, this can only end badly. But I was curious if it was going to draw the soldiers from here into the, away from their post to investigate that guy dying. It did not. I mean, they go over and they kind of watch, but they don't go out of their post. So they're still watching the appropriate areas. So I had to get through the way I just did.
I mean, all we gotta do is... Oh, shit!
What?
Shit! I forgot to leave the all-access keycard in the parking garage. kidding? I need to get back there before XO tears me a new one. All right, I'll hold down the fort. Take the tunnel. It's way faster. Yeah.
And then I decided to get into the military compounds since my current uniform isn't allowed. Try for the military elite uniform. And as I said, I already know it's going to work. I wish I could have shown my first one through where I just tried all sorts of different stuff, and you know, some of it worked, some of it didn't, but yeah, no point crying over spilled milk. And here we go. Off to the races. I do like how he kind of shifts his pistol to different points when you have it out to make it less visible. I'm not sure if it's anything more than aesthetic, but it is kind of a cool little thing. Now in this one I wasn't so much worried about things such as hiding bodies, spotting. It was really just make up a way to get through it. I might do another video later when I have a more inventive solution, but for now, this is what you get.
You're in. Good work, 47. Now to locate General Zaydan.
So here we are.
Never even there. You keep saying that. No, I hear what you're saying, and I completely agree.
Poor baby.
Your feelings are important to me. I never meant to break that. I'm sorry, I thought I had fed him.
And here we are. General is over there, and probably the biggest reason to turn off the instinct mode is things like this. I mean, just it's an advantage, that's for darn sure. An unfair advantage, maybe. So now I was kind of looking around like, what do I do? What now? I'm in the area. I just got to figure out how I'm gonna do it. And I was like, oh, hey, I can blend into shoe polishing. When you're blended in, even people who would normally suspect you, you know, the ones with the white dots over their head, they don't care about you. They don't notice you if you're blending in, which can be advantageous. And here we are. Waiting. I was expecting him to come in here on my last playthrough. That's what he did. I can only assume that the timing's off, and that I'm here earlier or later than I was last time, and actually probably later considering all the effort I put into messing around.
Reza Zaydan, keeper of the peace.
And as you can see, he didn't come in here. It was like, okay, well, ad lib.
Both targets down. Now head to the exit.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an ad lib, but I don't think anyone saw me do it. At least they didn't start shooting at me. Now I had to figure out a way of getting out. This is about where my internet went all funky on me last time. So from here on out, it pretty much is me ad-libbing. There is a kind of cool...
This is First Lieutenant Olivier. We are on full alert. General Zayden is dead. I repeat, General Zayden
And I didn't stick around to hear the whole thing, but it was a cool little blurb, like, hey, he got caught, you know, they saw that he was dead, so they went on the PA and said, hey, the general is dead, I'm assuming command, and I think I heard something about a gag order. At this point, pretty easy, nobody's really looking twice at me, so I just ran over to the exit and took off. And done. So that's Morocco, whatever city I'm in. That's the mission, and I'm not gonna let you see the spoilers. Earn it yourself if you have the game. If not, I'm just not showing that. Period. And I got some nice stuff. Some of it's from my last playthrough, like Piano Man. No, well, yeah. Anyway, the unlocks, all that jazz. So that's my score. I didn't do great, but this is Lost 13, and I'm signing off.